And we're back. I'm Aaron Klingsmith,
I'm Zach Stone,
and you get to listen to us ramble for a little bit longer.
and I just hit my foot in the desk. All right, you want to tell more about ourselves, like more details, or do you want to just start off on a topic?
Why don't we just start off on a topic? We told them pretty much about ourselves, and I feel like the more we do, the more shows we do, the more they'll find out. They got if they choose to listen, they've got a
We'll
lot
tell
more
some
time to
stories of
learn
our
about us.
past. We'll tell about our past sometime. All right, so our topic. Let's just talk about
So let's see. Let's recap a little bit. We've
we'll
talked about
a bit of 2015, really roughly.
really roughly a
Doctor
little bit about
Who,
what we want of 2016. We did talk about Doctor Who,
Leonardo
which again is
DiCaprio.
our love.
Which is my love, Leo. Leo, if you're listening to this, I love you. But yeah, let's just talk about I don't know. Uh, let's just talk
See, the
about.
funny part about it is my friend Brandon, the guy who owns this, who's paying for all of this, is like, he's like, "Are you broadcasting?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, okay." What was the whole point of that conversation? Are you
uh,
broadcasting? Well, tune in and find out. Why not?
so let's see. We could talk about upcoming movies that are coming out. What we're excited
Okay, why don't
about.
we do that? What movies are coming out,
All
my
right.
movie theater friend?
All right, so and for you guys don't know, I work at Imagine Novi. I'm almost a supervisor there. Uh, I basically do everything. Uh, Basically, the movies that I'm excited to come out, Deadpool, definitely. I'm a big comic fan before he got popular with the young crowd. Batman v Superman, Captain
Hold up.
America.
Let's go back to Deadpool real
All
quick,
right.
because um,
All
thank
right.
you, thank you for that. No, it's one thing that I found intriguing was that Ryan Reynolds is playing the new Deadpool.
I'm glad because the director screwed him over at Wolverine Origins.
I didn't see that, but I did see, however, and you hate me for this. I did see Green Lantern, which is my all-time favorite superhero. If you look at me, you'll think
All
it's
right, I'm not, I'm
Batman.
not, I'm not gonna judge you for liking Green Lantern. I'm just gonna judge you for liking the movie.
I like the movie. I really like the movie, and it's because I really haven't been a big comic book fan. I got into superheroes with in kind of the 90s, 2000s with Batman the animated series, Justice League the animated series, and I just fallen in love with superheroes through TV. And
Yeah.
I love the storyline that they had and kind of a little bit how they went about it. I loved the superhero costume that Ryan Reynolds had.
It was.
It it was
Did you
freaking
know?
fantastic.
Did you know that he didn't know what the suit looked like until the movie finally came
I
out?
feel like that could have been revealed to him what the
But
suit was going to look like.
they could have, but they didn't, and he was upset about it.
See, and that would make me upset. Which that one thing could have stopped because I've heard he doesn't really want to make another Green Lantern
He
movie.
does not. That's why they're choosing it. I think they're gonna make the not Hal Jordan Green Lantern for the new Justice League. I think they're doing what's his name from Justice League.
I really wish that Ryan Reynolds would just for me to make me happy would play Green Lantern for at least one Justice League movie.
Ryan, you don't have to be Hal Jordan anymore. I'm giving you that pleasure.
Hal Jordan, I feel like it's a good character. I feel like
He's
it
a
was.
cool character.
I
But
feel
he's
like
just,
Ryan Reynolds would like him a lot more if there was if just I feel like he there were things that he wanted that he may not have gotten that he would have
Yeah.
made him succeed better and made it a better movie.
I'm more of a fan of the Black Green Lantern from the Justice League series.
I
Um,
am that was the original Green Lantern that I fell in
he
love
was
with.
my You know what? Cool facts about Green Lanterns. All the main Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan, the black one, and the new younger one, they're all from Michigan.
I did not know that. Actually, I think I did. I
I
have a
think I
friend
told
who
you.
goes to Comic Con a lot, which I've actually debated whether to go. And he's a really big comic book fan, like Zach here. And he's I think he told me that a while back that all the main Green Lantern characters are from Michigan, which I find pretty sweet.
Yeah. Uh, For those who don't know, my biggest obsession in life is the Joker. I'm not talking about Heath Ledger with the, oh, want to know how I got these scars? My father. No, not that one. Mine has got to be Mark Hamill, the original OG Joker. Well, not Jack Nicholson or Cesar Romero, but
I was gonna say my favorite is, and I
Jack
can't say
Nicholson.
just my favorite or like my only favorite, but one of my favorite is Jack Nicholson.
I mean, I'm not dissing on Heath Ledger. He did an amazing job. It's just I like Mark Hamill. He's my favorite. I grew up with him.
You know what character I really enjoyed? Danny DeVito's Penguin. That was
Yes.
it was funny because he like the way they did the makeup and the way they did
Tim
the
Burton.
outfit.
Tim
Tim Burton
Burton's
did
Batman series was amazing. It's just the only thing I didn't like is actually that Batman killed. If you noticed.
that is the thing. And it's one of those things like not a lot of people like that version of Batman. I know a lot of people that don't. It is one of those things. I'm a big Tim Burton fan.
Same here. I own
And
every
that's
one of his
probably what
movies.
separates us from a lot of the other fans of the show. But I like the different kind of dark pizzazz he put on it. He put kind of like a silly like Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't Tim Burton.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Nope. He only did the first two, Batman and Batman Returns. The other two,
I thought he was in Batman
he
Returns.
he produced them.
Okay. Because it still had kind of his signature
Batman
feel
fell.
to
And
them.
then Batman with George Clooney, that was just horrible.
I kind of didn't mind that one either. But again, I am one of those people that I like a lot of movies. I like a lot of the different and shows.
Yeah.
I'm that way with shows. I am kind of picky, but a lot of movies I'll walk out and go, that was a good movie.
Let's
There's
go
very
back. Let's go back to Deadpool though. We're drifting off into DC.
we need to go back to the movies. So I think it's really cool that Ryan Reynolds is playing Deadpool. I've
She's the
heard
perfect match.
I've heard he's really excited. And Deadpool.
I'm glad that they gave him a real costume instead of an animated one, but still animated the eyes and face.
You know what though? I still have to argue with you about the Green Lantern costume. It looked freaking epic.
All right, it looks a bit.
Moving
cool.
on.
Moving on. Next one, Batman v Superman.
I'm excited about that because a
I'm
lot of
excited.
that was filmed in Michigan.
You know that the Batmobile was stolen in Detroit, right?
I did not know
That's
that.
hilarious too.
I did know that there was it was filming somewhere in a woods in Michigan, and this guy it was out in the middle of nowhere, so there was only like a handful of pizza places. This guy got a call, and like they ordered like a huge amount of pizzas. Well, what happened is he got to the front gate and there were guards, and there was a car. They said you have to turn off your headlights and made him sign waivers. So they turned off their headlights, signed the waivers, and
Sounds
then
like
they
a
had a
fun
car that was guiding them in through the woods, and then they stopped
Or
at
just
different.
have the security guards buy the pizza from them.
They stopped at different checkpoints and dropped off pizzas. And when they got to the end, the security guards are like, "Don't look that way," and the Batmobile came flying past and like skidded off to the side, and then they dropped off the rest of the pizzas there, and they had to leave.
Whoever drives the Batmobile, I know it's not Ben Affleck, but whoever's driving the like the stuntman.
You don't know if it's not Ben Affleck. He may have some mad Batmobile driving skills.
Okay, Ben Affleck, if you do that, you're seriously one of my faves. But whoever's driving that, it's gotta be the best feeling in the world, driving that car. But I'm worried about the movie. The reason why is I believe they showed too much in the trailer. They should have stopped before they showed Doomsday and Wonder Woman.
Okay, I will disagree with you a little bit, but I am also worried about the movie. I have not watched the new Superman movie.
You haven't seen Man of Steel?
I have not seen Man of Steel.
It was okay.
I've heard nothing but bad reviews about it.
You know what? I'm not gonna say it's not bad.
Especially
I liked
my friend. My
it. It
friend
was
was
way better than Superman Returns.
my one friend that I was telling you about that does the only opinion. He actually did a review about it, but before him and I talked about it, and I said, "Hey, what do you think? I'm thinking about going and seeing this movie." And he said, "Don't see it." I said, "Why not?"
I'm gonna say see it. Just
Well, he said, "Don't see it," and he said it was very unrealistic. He didn't like how it was put together. He was
I can see that.
he was really excited about the cast. he was really excited about everything else, and it was one of those where they pumped up the movie so much when it got there, he was very, very, very
Yeah, because they
disappointed.
did too much in the trailer as well. Um, I just
Like I said, I'm hoping that with that movie they will be able to redeem themselves a little bit.
Another thing I don't like is they have some confirmation stuff that Aquaman's going to be in it in the very end, and Flash is going to be in it in the end, and Wonder Woman, and that it's basically just going to lead up to the Justice League, and I'm kind of like, I like it, but I
I'm
hope they don't
pumped.
turn. I
I
hope they
know that
don't
they're
turn it
going to be
into.
making a Justice League movie, and I'm really pumped
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
I'm excited too.
It's actually kind of funny because I used to work at a restaurant, and my friend, like I told you, that went to Comic Con, and my other friend that does the Only Opinion,
Yeah,
we were all sitting down, and we were actually casting who we would want to play in Justice League, and we picked out which Batman we wanted.
Kevin Porter. That's
I can't remember who we went to. I thought we went with we might have went with Ben Affleck, but if we didn't, we went with Christian Bale.
I mean, he did a good Batman.
I really like his
I have
Batman.
hope in his Bruce Wayne looks amazing. Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne,
Yeah,
but Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne looks like the animated series. He built himself.
that's a really cool thing is because if you haven't seen the animated series, um, there are people who don't like it because of the type of animation it is.
Who
It's always
doesn't
been
like
one of my
Batman the animated series?
it has been one of my favorites since I was a little boy, and that's actually what got me turned on to a lot of the different superheroes. And it's just I'm so pumped for just a Justice League movie.
I'm
I
I'm
mean, Batman v Superman could be horrible, and the Justice League movie could be fantastic. And
I'm excited about Suicide Squad. Oh, with Jared Leto's Joker. Oh
I did
yes.
look at pictures and
Everyone's
the
ripping
trailer
on
for
him.
that, and
Everyone's
it
ripping on
does
him, and
sound
he looks
pretty sweet.
amazing.
One thing you were talking about, and I can't remember what it was, but you were talking about it was Superman, and it was somebody playing. Oh, you're gonna hate me for this. Who's the guy from the evil one from Superman?
Oh, Zod.
No, the bald guy.
Oh, Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor. You were complaining about the guy who was playing Lex Luthor because he had hair. He was not bald.
Well, no, I wasn't complaining about that he was bald. I complained that it was Jesse Eisenberg.
Okay.
And well, I'm not gonna say as Jesse Eisenberg. He would be a good Lex Luthor when he gets serious. It's just when I saw that in the commercial, in the trailer, and his voice, and it was like, "So, I love bringing people together." I was like, "Someone kill him."
You know what though? I kind of thought it was a good cross between Lex Luthor and a little bit of Joker. He has that little bit of insaneness that that a
Yeah,
lot of other a lot of other villains have.
it's not. No, he doesn't have the insaneness. He has the scientific insaneness. You know,
Yeah, like
where
the
he's so smart
evil
that
scientist
he's
kind of.
so smart that everyone else is dumb compared to him. He's like, well, keep up. But I think that the guy who is the villain in Ant-Man should have been Lex Luthor. He looks like him, he sounds like him, but I guess they just wanted to roll with smarts.
But like I told you in class the other day, I said, why don't you actually give it a chance? Because me personally, not coming from a point of view, the same point of view that you are of reading the comics, I actually think he might have
He's got potential.
he's got the potential. So, they did give away a lot in the trailer.
Yeah,
Maybe
a
that's
lot.
something that they're hiding. They're
I
probably
hear that
keeping.
Darkseid might be in it too.
Do you?
If you don't know who Darkseid is, he's basically Thanos copied off of Darkseid. Originally, a lot of Marvel characters were actually copied off of DC characters. Thanos was copied off of.
That's because
Uh,
DC's better.
yeah, amen. Well, all
Um,
right. I'm not gonna rip on Marvel. I love Marvel. It's just I like DC more, and there's one reason to it. DC doesn't really kill that much when Marvel does.
yes.
I don't like the
The-
fact that Marvel kills people.
Well, and you know what? Like, I won't deny, Avengers was awesome.
Yeah,
Avengers: Age of Ultron, I have not seen yet.
It was
Again,
it was good.
I've heard it was really good. I've
Winter
heard it was really
Soldier, man,
bad.
that was the best.
But I really liked the Captain America movie that came out.
The Winter Soldier. Yeah,
Yes.
that was amazing. I
My
can't wait
my
for Civil War.
my best friend and I watched it, and by the end we're like, can we watch it again? We like let's do a do-over. We want to watch this again
I
because just it left us with just a certain feeling of like that's the kind of superhero I want.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the fact that he was very patriotic or that it was something we came up with, and it was actually something that could be somewhat plausible someday.
Um.
It was the fact that
Yeah.
he just he's not doing it for any particular reason. He's doing it because he wanted to join the army. He became a soldier, and
Well,
it's just I love the whole
he was
storyline.
brainwashed.
I did not get that though.
You watched the movie twice and you didn't get
No, I
that.
watched the movie
Like he was
once.
then well, not really brainwashed, but he had his memory wiped and he's been trained. Well, not really trained, but like, well, kinda. But he basically was a hitman and didn't even know who he was and all that.
I didn't know that he was brainwashed. I did know that they did the whole thing that made him buff and he was a scrawny little kid and all that.
Well, no, that was Captain America. I'm talking about Winter Soldier.
Oh, right.
But yeah, one thing I do like is that for or for Civil War, instead of having it to the original comic where it's like the heroes effed up because of a big explosion that killed kids and all that,
Right.
and that they have to show their identities, it's Captain America has to bring back Winter Soldier. And what I love about how it's going to be Captain America versus Iron Man, if you haven't seen Winter Soldier, sorry, spoiler alerts, but Winter Soldier, if you don't remember, he killed Tony Stark's dad.
I do remember that. I do
And that's
remember.
why they can't tell Tony.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how they Marvel does play into each other like that.
I love the ending credit stuff.
See, it's funny because like that is one thing that Marvel does have going for them is the fact that like a lot of their storylines play into each other. Where as in when you go with DC, which again my favorite, um, they really like when I was younger, I'm like, well, Batman's over here, Superman's over here. Like, where is everybody? And then the Justice League came out, and I'm like, well, that just kind of came out of nowhere, especially with like the different series that came out. I guess, and I don't know how the comics go, but I guess they were just a little bit more integrated with the story.
Yeah, they basically changed the whole story. But I hear, this is
But I
not
mean, come
confirmed.
on, for
This is-
ratings, anybody changes
yeah,
the story up.
yeah.
Look at Doctor Who.
This is the not confirmed yet, but I'm gonna say because I can sometimes tell the future, Captain America's gonna die.
That's sad.
Captain.
That saddens
I
me.
know Crossbones is in it, and if you read the comics, Captain America is killed by Crossbones. So I'm pretty sure Cap is gonna die.
But he may not.
I mean, I'm not 100%, but I'm just saying I have that so Raven power.
I do want to say on the topic of movies in general, one of my all-time favorite movies, and I'm mad because this year Netflix it is one of the movies that they are removing
Which
from their streaming service. It is
movie?
called Big Fish.
Oh,
It is
directed by Tim Burton.
It's a Tim Burton movie, and if you haven't seen it, I really suggest
Just
that you
put it on
do
your
see it.
list, then it won't take it away.
I do it. It still takes it away.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I've had so much stuff on my list that I'm like, where'd that go? And then I'm like, oh yeah, they updated finally. Their once a year update. But no, I was kind of mad because that is one of my all-time favorite movies. Because now I've got to actually go out and buy it.
I forgot that Obi-Wan's in it. The guy who played Obi-Wan.
Big Fish, if you don't know, is a movie about a guy who is trying to get the truth out of his father. His father has become very ill, and all of his life, his father has told him all these miraculous stories of how when he was, when he asked him when his son asked him where was he when he was born, his dad replied that oh he was out fishing and he caught this huge fish and he hadn't caught anything all day and he tied his gold wedding ring on there to catch the fish of all fish.
Wasn't it like a woman? I don't remember. I haven't
No,
seen
it just
I haven't seen it in 30
but
years.
like he told all these stories and it's got Danny DeVito in it and
Yeah.
it talks about like how got drafted and then he ended up like basically going AWOL, which I like how they never addressed that at all. He's written off as dead, and his wife gets a letter and everything, or his girlfriend gets a letter And it shows that he's in Korea, and this it's not a set of twins. It's like one person with two heads. It's like
Oh,
a set of sisters, Siamese
Siamese.
sisters. Well, it reveals itself later how much is true, but it's just an all around
It's
good
just a good
movie.
movie.
It's kind of a feel good movie. Like I said, I love Danny DeVito. Matilda was a good movie. I haven't watched his series, Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's a good show. I
Um,
haven't seen all of it.
but Big Fish is one. If you haven't seen it, I really highly recommend it. Just because it is one of my favorite movies, but it is weird.
But getting on topic of new movies that are coming out, any ones that you're excited about coming out
I
besides those
really,
ones?
I try not to look at what movies are coming out because right now I'm kind of broke. Like I said, I was really excited. I am really excited for Batman v Superman.
um,
Because my girlfriend goes to MSU, and I was there when they were doing a lot of filming at MSU for that movie. So I'm kind of excited if I can pick out what parts of where, and what they used, and then after the movie comes out, I'll go back later and say, like, hey, and see if they, say
yeah.
these parts were filmed in here, and
Oh, well, my top. Oh, sorry. My top one, I think, besides Deadpool, even more than Batman v Superman or Captain America: Civil War, Suicide Squad. I'm back to that.
I never really thought about it until one, you started talking about it, but two, for a lot of you probably don't know. As a kid, I didn't have a lot of the newer game systems. I said I wanted a PlayStation 2. I didn't get a PlayStation 2 until Xbox came out. Then I got a PlayStation 2.
I know how you
So,
feel.
I just got an Xbox a couple years ago, and on Black Friday I finally bought myself a Batman game, and oh, it was one of the
Arkham games?
Arkham City.
Arkham City. Did you get the Arkham Asylum? Arkham Asylum?
No, I just got Arkham City. It was an
well,
older
you
one.
got the second one.
Yeah.
Get the first one.
I probably am. But anyway, the storyline in that, going through the storyline in that actually made me kind of more curious about the different, like, Harley. And, because, like in the animated series, she just kind of looked like a,
Yeah, she was more classic jester, and now they made her into clowny slut.
pretty much.
But
But I
I
mean,
don't mind.
it's just kind of funny how it went from, one extreme of, like, kind of non-desirable to, like, and I mean, even the Joker in that game, if you haven't,
Oh, Mark Hamill's Joker in anything is just phenomenal. With the, oh, Patsy, time to get down.
And
It's
I
amazing.
I just want to say that again, he does a lot of voices, and that is a cool one because it actually does sound like the game.
I have an obsession with Joker, if I haven't stated this before. I can do any Joker voice except for Caesar Romero. Like Jack Nicholson, Troy Baker. I can even do the difference between Troy Baker and Mark Hamill.
Do the Jack Nicholson one. I really like
The
when you
Jack
do Jack
Nicholson?
Yes,
It's funny, when I have to do Jack Nicholson's voice impression, I actually have to do his face with the eyebrows.
you do. And it looks kind of funny. I might post a picture of him doing it
Yeah,
later.
just be like, well, well, Miss Vale. Ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
What was really funny? I always thought it was really funny how Jack Nicholson, because I've always loved him as an actor.
He's a phenomenal. He's my favorite actor besides Adam
He's
Sandler.
not my favorite. He's on my list of favorites.
Besides Adam Sandler.
And Adam Sandler is great. And then
I don't care if his
putting
newer
those two
movies
in a
are-
movie, Anger Management, was a phenomenal idea.
But even though people don't like this Adam Sandler anymore, I love him.
I still like Adam Sandler. He went more from like a stupid funny or
to a family comedy.
yeah. I think since he's gained a family
Yeah.
and he basically he doesn't want to come out with anything that his kids can't watch.
His
But
daughters are adorable.
yeah, are they?
Yeah.
See, but like I can see that. He was younger. He did a lot of really stupid funny movies. They were great. You can't do those forever. You have to move on at some point. You have to evolve as an actor. So that's somebody
I
who's
think just
speaking
the
that has
biggest
never
mistake
acted in
they
his
did
life.
was having Josh Gad in the movie with him.
And like I said, there's a lot of really good Adam Sandler movies. And if you haven't give Grown Ups a chance, the first one's great. I can't speak about the second one because I haven't seen it. But no, Jack Nicholson. Back on topic. One thing that I loved about his Joker is it was really funny because he was always like licking the edges of his.
Well, it's because of the makeup. No, that's Heath Ledger with the scars.
No, but if you look,
Oh yeah, he does. Well, it's because of the makeup prosthetic. Because I do makeup effects and I do latex and all that. I can understand because I've had makeup on my face where I actually did the Joker, not the scars. I never did a Heath Ledger look, but I had more of a Jack Nicholson makeup, and it bothers your lips. So I can understand why Heath Ledger did it, while Jack Nicholson did it a lot. It bothers your lips.
but you know what's funny? They could just do it, but the way that they did it, it added to their character.
Yeah,
They didn't just yeah, it bothered them, and yeah, that's probably why they ended up doing it. But because they had to, they made it add to their character and made it just more. I've always thought of Joker as kind of a weird, evil character because he's always been a very weird. Nobody really knows what he's up
except for
to,
No one knows him except for Batman.
and even Batman sometimes doesn't even know what he's up to.
Exactly. It's sad how they killed him off though in the comics.
It is, and in the game.
Yeah, no, that brought tears. Wait till you play Arkham Knight.
Uh,
You're gonna see a lot of cool stuff.
but it was no,
Um,
I've always thought of Joker as a very very crazy but very complex villain.
I love how he has no origin story basically. Like his origin story is under the Red Hood
Yeah.
one with Killing Joke, but that's technically you never know what his real is, and I love it.
Well, and it's funny because a lot of superheroes are like, I want this, I want that. You don't know what he wants.
No, he just wants
There's
to
no
do it
one
because it's
specific
fun.
thing that he wants.
And I love how he challenges too. So he's like, "I'm gonna announce this. Try to stop me."
Right. It's just Joker
It's
is a character in his own right. And a lot of actually I would go to say every person who has played him so far I feel has captured their own version of the Joker.
Exactly.
If you watch
And
Joker,
I'm excited for Jared Leto, even though he's the clown gigolo, getting down with the clown. I'm gonna say he's gonna be phenomenal for a modern Joker.
I I can't wait to see it. Well, on that note, we've only got a couple minutes left, so I think it is time for us to say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed listening to us. I can't talk anymore. I've been talking too long. I hope you've enjoyed listening to us. I know I've had a lot of fun.
Oh gosh, I had a lot of fun too.
As Zach's over here breaking all my equipment.
I'm not breaking stuff.
It's like I said, something fun we want to do.
Just give us your feedback, like good feedback, and tell us what you want us to talk about. Sure, we'll try our best to stay on topic with it.
And honestly, if I don't know what it's about, I will look it up to throw a part of it in the show.
And if you want, you can ask questions about us, about our life, and we'll tell you about our stories. We'll tell about our war stories. So.
Okay, so on that note, I'm Aaron Klingingsmith.
I'm Zach Stone.
Signing off.
All right.